axle holes are done now on our CO2 car. Here comes the fun part. It is the point where we get to start creating the model of our car. The first cut we make is the front view cut, which is on this side of the car. I know it's kind of weird to think that that's the front view cut, but it's the front view. Top view, front view. So front view cut. And I should be in half car for modeling. And if you remember, if it doesn't have the gray box going around the outside of it, we can right click and hit edit component, or we can double click on it to edit the component. And I can start deleting some of these guidelines. So I'm going to erase here for the guideline for the axles. And I have a completed car there. So I'm going to start out with the front view cut. Now you can use multiple different tools to make this front view cut. I always say stay generally in the pencil tool or the line tool or in these arc tools. I like this arc and I like this pencil. This pencil I don't really care for much. So if I want to make some straight lines, such as that, notice I started on, I'll back up, I started on an edge and I went until I ended on an edge. Or I'm going to leave this in the middle right now. I'm going to switch to my arc tool. I'm going to go start. And if I come back, I can see that it's that light blue color. That light blue means it's tangent, which means it'll be a smooth curve. And I have to get it to this front line. I can't stop short. So I have to get it to the front line there. And then blue for tangent. And now I have my first front view cut line drawn. I'm going to switch to isometric because I want to push-pull now. So I'll click on push-pull. Again, click here and drag it off to the end and drop it off. And that is how I create a front view cut. If I wanted to do an arc on the bottom, I can do that. Again, push-pull, touch it to the back wall, it cuts it off directly. Maybe now I want to round this off. I know this isn't aerodynamic, so I'm going to start here, come here, ooh, blue and blue, click it, and I'm going to do a push-pull, grab that little edge, go to the back, and now I'm getting a better aerodynamic design. This one is the tricky one. Maybe I want to be a little bit more aerodynamic here. This becomes a little bit trickier. Blue and blue, click, click. Go to isometric, and I can push-pull that piece back on. And then I just erase out these two lines. Remember not to cut in this dotted line. Remember not to cut underneath your axle hole or the axle hole in the front. So no cutting in the dotted line, no cutting underneath the axle hole or the axle hole in the front. And we have our top view cut, or front view cuts completed. Remember aerodynamics and Newton's second law to help you for speed.